Hey guys, welcome back to our channels. If you want to see romance between aunt and nephew, you should definitely watch our picks for the best aunt-nephew relationship movies. At number 8. That Splendid November, 1969. After the death of his father, 17-year-old Nino is finding adolescence a traumatic and lonely ordeal. One autumn, during a holiday on the slopes of Mount Etna, he finds he is strongly attracted towards his young aunt, Satina. Although married, she has no children of her own, and his interest in her awakens her maternal instincts. An intimacy develops between them, and his liking for her turns into an all-consuming desire. When he discovers that she is pursuing a secret affair with another man, Sasa, he is overwhelmed by jealousy, and fails to comprehend her infidelity. Number 7. La Disobbedienza, 1981. Luca Manzi is a 14-year-old boy, lives in fascist-ruled Salo in northern Italy. Luca becomes a partisan, who fights in the war, but after severe disappointment, he decides to commit suicide. However, he is rescued by Edith, his father's former love, who tries to teach him life. Number 6. Come Play With Me, 1968. Young Alves, the only heir of a wealthy industrialist, thinks he is paralyzed. He receives treatment for his psychological problem. His father sends him for a few days in the care of Lee, his wife's sister. She is a beautiful psychiatrist and tries to heal her psychopathic, impotent nephew. He becomes infatuated with her and she also reciprocates gradually. She breaks off her relationship with Stefano to be with her nephew. Alves promises to make love to Lee, if she plays with him and beats him at any of the games. She is intelligent, youthful, full of style and charm, becomes a toy in the hands of the boy, and indulges in the murky game. They play a number of games. Number 5. Two Queens and One Consort, 1981. An aging businessman Levian visits his dying mother, and remembers his poor childhood in the early part of the 20th century. His mother, a massive and difficult personality, ruled the household with outrageous and anarchistic behavior, that occasionally caused her to end up in prison. Levian's quiet father keeps the family together by holding down a factory job. Levian adores his mother and doesn't object to being pulled out of bed in the middle of the night, to assist her on some anarchist act of destruction or other. But when he starts a relationship with his estranged aunt in secret, he begins to doubt his mother's actions. Number 4. Before the Revolution, 1964. Parma, 1962. Fabrizio, a young student, feels the difficulty of reconciling belonging to the bourgeoisie and militancy in the Italian Communist Party. He is traumatized by the death of his friend Agostino, drowned in the Po. The return of his aunt Gina, a young and mysterious woman who lives in Milan, increases her disorientation. Her aunt falls in love with him and Fabrizio reciprocates. However, the aunt returns to Milan. Fabrizio, aware of his weakness, and the impossibility of realizing his personal and political aspirations, chooses to respect conventions. Number 3. Knifer, 2010. Nico is an ordinary guy without any ambitions. His father's death brings back his uncle, who proposes to live and work together, with him and his wife in the suburbs of Athens. Nico accepts his uncle's offer, which consists of protecting two purebred dogs from the hostile neighbors. Driven by envy, lust and anger, Nico merges into a vicious circle of perpetual antagonism, the struggle for power over others and discontent. Number 2. Tita of Agreste, 1996. Tita is the story of a rich and powerful widow of a São Paulo industrialist, who after long years, returns to her small village in rural Bahia, which she had left as a young woman. Since her departure from her village, the only contact she has had with her family has been through letters sent from São Paulo. Tita soon gets involved with her nephew, and embarks on a torrid relationship with the religious young man. Number 1. Private Passions, 1984. Mark goes to visit his uncle, Albert, and his son Tony in Austria for the summer. He develops a serious crush on Uncle's pretty stepdaughter Claire, and at the same time tries to fend off Tony's efforts to get him set up with prostitutes. As much as he likes Claire, he cannot bring himself to start a sensual relationship with her, and ultimately goes to Claire's mother Catherine to vent his feelings. It is that meeting that ultimately sends him home more experienced than when he arrived.